Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Morning Coffees with James. I'm James, and this show you're watching on Facebook, Rumble, and BitChute is my morning coffee show. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're all doing swell because today is Monday the 18th. Goodbye, summer. You were kind of lacklustered. Hello, fall, and spooky season has begun. Yes, I'll be doing a Let's Play of Resident Evil, the remake, because I love that one, and it's a good scary game. I will also be trying to play a lot of the Resident Evil games, and that includes Resident Evil 0. Let's see what else. Resident Evil 0. Maybe 2 for the PlayStation, and maybe 3 for the PlayStation, or the GameCube, depending on which one I decide to choose. And just play those games. I might play them down the road later on, but who knows. What are we talking about today? Well, I want to talk about something. Well, I want to talk about Update 2. I am playing, I've got a bad case of a sickness, and I hope you can understand why I've been so lackluster with some of the videos I'm making and all that stuff. And it's because I have a disease called Bethesda-itis, which happens when a new Bethesda game is released and everybody wants to play it. And I decided to do a Let's Play of that. I was thinking about that, but then I realized, no, that's not going to work. Because I've tried playing it, and just the fact that linear games seem to be better for this than doing open world sandbox games like that, because you're just like the length to go to, and then going there and going here and trying to explore. I'm going to be playing, I am playing Starfield, but I'm gonna give you my review of that, because honestly, I like the game, but I also have some problems with it. So I'll be giving you the good, the bad, and the pronouns, fucking pronouns, current day, which I'll talk about in a later video about that, because I try to do this, I made a good video, but honestly, I made some, said some questionable things about the left and about how I feel about them. So, yes, so not to piss off the YouTube algorithm and the authoritarians, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on Starfield and all that stuff. So, and also I will be continuing Metal Gear Solid 3 in honor of Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake. I'm going to be playing Metal Gear Solid 3, and I'm just have to get to that part. I have to get back to that. I've been kind of lackluster with that and all that stuff, so I got to get everything set up and ready to go. Let's see, what else? Yeah, and that's it, minus the Let's Play of Resident Evil. I'm going to do a review. Yeah, the review of Starfield, the Let's Play of the Resident Evil games, and what else should I do? I don't know. I might try to do a big Let's Play of, the original Silent Hill. I gotta see if my PlayStation still works, and I gotta get that set up and all that rigmarole ready to go. So, yeah. So, let's discuss what we're going to do next. Well, what do we want to do next? I gotta see if I got an adapter. I need to buy an adapter. Shit. I already bought an adapter that was for my consoles and stuff like that. I want to see if I can get an updated adapter. But what are we gonna talk about today? Well, I thought about this, and I thought about like the Lara Croft remaster that's coming out, which I'm excited for, because I just bought Tomb Raider, and I bought Tomb Raider 2 because I'm a collector of games and stuff like that. And honestly, we should start collecting media, like physical media, because honestly, it's needed. It's needed to collect physical media, because, and I'll tell you why, and I'm going to use this game as an example because I know people are going to judge me for having this. We need to start keeping copies of shit like this so we don't lose the history of this. And I know people out there are going to be like, oh, you have that game? Extreme Beach Volleyball 2? Oh, so dated. Oh, such a barbaric time. It's like, really? By the way, people back then used to know, like, I was actually watching a video. I had to talk about this real quick. I was watching a video talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and talking about the diets and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but this younger generation seems to not understand history or culture in that sense. They used to. He said like, oh, people back then used to think, smoking 2 packs a day was healthy for you. That was the 1950s, you dumb shit. The 50s were kind of more the time where people were still trying to figure out health and stuff like that. Better living through chemistry. Oh shit, chemistry didn't help. Even then, we don't know. And again, I always hate this and my generation did this too. How backwards everybody was, and oh my god, everybody's so, so barbaric and all. We are so superior. No, you're not. They're gonna look at your timeline and see how barbaric you were. Every generation looks at the past and sees, oh, we're so much better than they are. And if you think about it, back then, like, yeah, certain things they were better at and some things they weren't. Like, let's be honest about the 50s and 60s. We still had, discrimination and segregation and stuff like that, and racism. But there were also some times where people were kind of chilled, and I know people are getting nostalgic about that. When you think of nostalgia, you're thinking of your childhood. Hell, I still think about the 90s with, with that nostalgia eye, with those rose-colored glasses. And the truth is, the 90s were not that easy too. There were some rough times in the 90s as well. I remember some bad times. I also remember some good times too. But I'm so tired of that nonsense. I'm just saying like how bad the past was and stuff like that, and how barbaric we were. How barbaric. I'm gonna let. What do you think these people are gonna? What do you think your future generations are gonna feel like when they see you here? They're gonna say the same goddamn things. Oh, you guys were so backwards and so constrictive with everything. Oh my god. This woke. Why could you? Why would you join the cult of wokeness and all this stuff? Everybody knows there were two genders. What were you people thinking, Grandpa? Or what were you thinking there, Mom? Oh my God. It's like you people were so backwards. It's like you're gonna laugh. I'm gonna sit back and laugh and be like, I told you silly bastards. But I'm gonna probably, considering how how modern technology we've gotten so far, life extension technology has made us, somebody who looks like they're in their 50s look like they're in their 40s. We made people look 10 years younger. But I want to talk about physical media. I want to talk about preserving history and stuff like that, and video games have not been good at that too. And I'm so glad that people are we're getting a remaster of Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raider, and I'm hoping they do the warning rather than changing something for a modern audience. They remaster that, like they basically give you that warning, because I'm okay with the warning being in front of you instead of altering it. I think people need to be exposed to just harsh things. Like it's funny because it's like, why censor it? Like, they never censored that shit for us when we were kids. Yes, they said, look, this was a different, and we accepted it because it was a different time, in a different place, and a different mindset. Like, for example, I'm going to use I want to use the N-word, or this particular N-word, because it wasn't used as a racial slur, but to describe somebody. And not the best way of describing them, too. And I'm talking about the N-word with the soft O, rather than the A or the R. Hard R. I'm talking about the one that, you saw in the movie, A Blast from the Past, where Brendan Fraser's it's basically Fallout the movie. He's put in a bomb shelter until he's like in his 30s, and then he comes out to the surface, and he's the first time he sees a black person, he's like, bless my lucky stars, and the N-word with the soft O. What? Like, people used to be, that's how they would describe those people. But then again, with, why, political correctness needed to be there, we changed that to just being black or African American. Which, honestly, let's be honest about political correctness. There were some things we had to change, so we, not to sound like, oh, you're just sounding like one of those progressives. Like, no, we can all agree, like, let's change a few things, and then, but to have a time capsule and kind of look back at the past and be like, wow, the past was kind of like, there's some good things there we need to bring back, but there's other things we need to leave behind. Like, oh shit, that, especially that, and some things. But if you look back and go, maybe they weren't wrong, maybe they weren't right. I'm not to say we should bring back calling those people. Maybe we shouldn't be calling people that again. No. Let's leave that in the past. But to kind of deny it and erase it from history is something I kind of getting annoyed with. This, like, oh, well, this was a different time and you're sensitive. Like, how do these people react? Like, it's, oh, it's an attractive woman. Oh, my feelings. I'm having feelings. My feelings. Oh. Oh, I shit myself. Oh, wow. I feel like I just was constipated for a long time. Why was I ever offended by this? It's like a weight has just left my shoulders. It feels like just mounds of poop just went out my butt, and I feel lighter. Why was I so offended by everything? But it makes me laugh that just kind of like that's where we've come to and as a history. And I'd rather have that warning, trigger warning. By the way, it's okay to be sexy, by the way. It's okay to be attractive. It's okay to be looking at attractive, to embrace attractiveness, embrace beauty, to be exact. That's where I'm getting to. I'm glad they didn't censor or alter Lara Croft at all. Don't change it. Just give them warnings like, oh, well, this is a different time. No, they used to when Cartoon Network used to be boss, when they used to show older cartoons, which, by the way, people need to start watching the older Looney Tunes and cartoons of those times, because they are good. Really good. Good animation, good storytelling, and funny, clever goddamn jokes that still hold up to this day, I think. And also, just again, seeing a time capsule of a different time and a different mindset and a different way of thinking, a different way of life. And the same thing goes with video games. And it goes with, if you look at it as just, such backwards thinking of our high superiority of the modern day. We accept everyone except for anybody on the right or anybody who has a different ideology, of course. But we still accept people for who they are. You're still... I'm sorry, but the religious right didn't change. You guys are now the new religious right. And now the culture. You're not the counterculture anymore. You're just the culture. And by the way, I'm fed up with your bullshit. But that's not the point I want to make here right now. I want to talk about, preserving old media. I say go to your flea markets. Go buy a VHS player. Buy some DVDs. DVD player. Get old media. Go to, start collecting this. And it's not just because you want to be an avid collector or some nonsense like that. Yes, it's okay to be a collector, but it's about preserving history. It's about preserving the way, looking at a time period and being like, this is what it used to be. And you know what? Here's the thing. Why are we shitting on older things? And I know people are getting fed up with the nostalgia baiting here and the member berries and all that. Remember? No, I also remember when things were bad, too. There's always been ups and downs, and even in this time, but with this time, we have something called the internet. We can connect and talk to each other. We can debate. We can finally say, no, I don't agree with it, and I'm not alone on this. And to quote Razorfist, propaganda was not to influence. It was supposed to degrade you. It was supposed to demoralize you. And know what I say about that? Fuck you. You want to talk about, I want those old days, the bad days, the old days, the bloody bloodshed days. Sin City, anybody? I want those days back. Remember when we used to have scantily clothed women kicking ass and taking names? You know what's so badass about that? Because they were badass, and I know the right likes to say, well, that's physically impossible. Shut the fuck up. I'm enjoying entertainment, alright? I'm enjoying fun. I'm not turning off my brain. I'm accepting the reality that's given to me. Okay, I can buy this 100-pound woman kicking ass and taking names because she can do some acrobatic shit and she can move and agilely move pretty damn well. I can buy that shit, and especially in its, with less clothing, which is more badass. Why do you think I like Mystique? The fucking woman kicks everybody's ass Beowulf style, nude. It's like, come the fuck on. Shut the fuck up, you people have ruined like fun and entertainment whatsoever. You know, hell, I'm sorry, but being 300 pounds overweight does not make you beautiful. It makes you morbidly obese. And I'm going to tell you the goddamn truth. Being overweight is not fun, and I can vouch for that. I used to be overweight. I used to be pushing 300. And then one day I decided to say, you know what? Fuck that shit. At age 16, by the way, after playing Metal Gear Solid 3, I decided to say enough was enough and decided to hit the gym and lose weight. The only problem with my journey was the diet. Nobody told me what I should be eating and what I shouldn't be eating. Nobody ever tells you that shit. And I'll tell you this much, eating meat is okay. Red meat is okay. Eating animal products is okay. Red meat, eggs, dairy, a little bit of fruit is okay. Fuck you. And I'm just kidding. I don't want to say shit to all the vegans, but try the vegan diet out. Tell me how you feel about it. But I'm not going to get into the, diet wars and stuff like that, which I'm honestly tired of too, which honestly, the vegans need to calm the fuck down. They need to stop being climate change activists or so-called warriors, which honestly I've still used the term SJWs because it's a good term to use. These people act aggressive and violent and mean-spirited and just all this shit thinking they're that's a warrior. That's bullshit. That's not a warrior. That's being a punk. But I will tell you this much. I will say this. Going back into the subject of preserving old media and stuff like that, you can also see like what they censor and change too. You can go back in time and be like, oh, and also embrace something that you probably needed. Like, why do you think the old 80s action movies are pretty badass? Because they still are. It's a celebration of masculinity. Every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Stallone movie, Bruce motherfucking Willis, man. Die Hard, Terminator, Conan the Barbarian, O'Brien the Barbarian, Commando, Rambo, Cobra. You need that masculinity back. Fuck your superhero movies. We need men. We need heroes that just put a bullet in some psycho's head. We need that resilience. We need that, rebelliousness against the darkness. To say, fuck you, I'm not complying anymore. You can take that how you want to say. And that goes with movies, and that goes with everything. Not just video games, movies, entertainment whatsoever. We need to preserve that history. God damn, man. God damn. Oh, it's from and again, if you gotta put up a trigger warning because you're weak. Because here's the funny part. You know how weak this culture is? One time I was at a family function and I brought a cigar with me. And I was just smoking it with some cousins I'd never seen in a while. Never hang out with. They had this one guy, they're very emo-ish looking kind of guy. Emo-ish kind of looking guy and all that stuff. And probably like in his teens, like, that kind of kid who probably listens to How Could This Happen to Me? Shut the fuck up. And he said, he made a comment about cigars, and he said, oh, cigars are such a weak thing, just the weakest, sissiest version of smoking ever, of the smoking category. And I'm thinking to myself, and vaping is? Vaping or cigarettes, which by the way, the name cigarettes, like Bowserette, or Coupette, or Toadette. Et is a feminine version of a masculine thing. Cigarettes are not masculine. Yes, men can smoke those things and inhale it into their lungs, but there ain't masculine. There's nothing masculine about smoking cigarettes. Cigars, on the other hand, are fucking badass. If you inhale that motherfucker, you're gonna get sick for a while. Puff. That's why you puff on a cigar. You don't inhale that. You're gonna get sick if you inhale cigar smoke, because that's twice as more than a cigarette, you silly freaking gooses. And I'm probably gonna get mouth cancer, and I'm probably gonna look like this. Oh, look like Sir Daniel Fortescue, from Medieval. But it was funny though because his sister, I think, said, "Oh, he doesn't eat." You know, he kind of just like basically broke him down. He was like, "Yeah, he got." You know, it's funny though because he won't watch. You know, he only eats chicken tenders and that's it. And he's like, he's not a fat kid. He's a skinny person. He only eats chicken tenders and, you know, doesn't have a good diet. And also he also gets scared of the movie World of the Worlds where people get turned into ash. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can understand how freaky that is, but I'm like, considering I've seen movies where people get eviscerated, blood, gore, and all that shit, which honestly, yes, desensitized, of course. But I didn't. It is freaky to see Ash, but you know, telling me I'm weak for smoking a cigar, but you can't handle like people getting turned into ash. All right, never mind. But then again, it's kind of freaky, but not too freaky. Come on now. But my biggest complaint, Scoob, is basically the left has just gone crazy. Like Scoob, the left has gone crazy. They have, and I know I pick on the left, but it's both. It's the right and the left, and it's like, I feel like Snake Plissken. Why do you think for the longest time I had Snake Plissken, or better, Big Boss, as my icon on Instagram? Why do you think that? Because I'm at the point where I don't agree with any of your fucking crazy bullshit, and I'm just there for peace. I went there to be some kind of fun again, some kind of levity. But how am I gonna finish this up by just saying, yes, I'm actually glad, and this is what I'm hoping too, that they do remasters like this, where they don't alter, change, edit, censor, cut, destroy, alter, or deform the original, and just remaster the graphics, keep the same gameplay, maybe a little, you know, quality of life, some here and there, just a tiny bit. Remaster it so it's, you know, not acceptable for a modern, you know, but enjoyable for everyone. And yes, I'm part of that modern audience, because I still play video games. And don't tell me I need to get a new hobby or I'm too old to be playing video games. Fuck you. You're too old to be telling me what to fucking do anymore. Kiss my ass, shut the fuck up, and sit down. I'm still going to be playing video games, and even into my 60s. You want to know why? Because I find them fun. I find them fun, and I find them entertaining and engaging. And no, Fortnite is not a good fucking game. I will say this, though, of a modern game that's pretty damn good, Minecraft. Yes, I know some of your kids play fucking Minecraft, but maybe you should smoke a blunt, sit the fuck down, and play Minecraft for an hour and tell me how you feel. You'll be chilled out for a good long time. That is the most chilled goddamn game ever. Yes, there's enemies and stuff like that, but you're not on a quest to find something. You're just chilling out, collecting resources, building things, exploring for an hour. Alright, I think I've spoken long enough. All I'm going to say is at the end of this, how am I going to finish this up? All I gotta say is that let's preserve our history. Let's demand game companies not censor anymore. Let's demand game companies preserve those histories, re-release those games. And hell, let them talk to the fans and be like, hey, I heard you made you're working on an HD mod for this game. How come you can work for us and we can get the copy of it? We can work together. We can pay you. You can pay, you can work for us a little bit. We can help you here. I never understood the fucking selfishness of certain games companies. And I know you can say it's greed, but I don't think it is. All right, I think I've spoke long enough. Yeah. Get physical copies. I don't care what it is, movies, television, books, video games. Just keep physical copies of things because they can't alter things you already own. That's all I gotta say. Have a good day.